You're not eating enough. That's just how I'm going to kick this one off, because I really don't know what to title it. It's not like overtraining syndrome. And if I talk about REDS, relative energy deficiency in sport, most people have no idea what the hell that is. And I have made, I don't know, maybe 24 videos talking about this in various contexts and discussing it, and it never seems to get through to people. So I'm going to start off with the first thing that should be the most obvious to you is that whenever you chronically diet and you're chronically under eating, guess what happens? Your metabolism slows down. Now I know it's all calories in and calories out. It's all calories in and calories out, and fuck yourself, because if you actually believe that, you have not been coaching for long enough. I've been coaching for 25 years. I have seen that athlete that's eating 800 calories and starving themselves and doing 2 hours of cardio a day and not losing weight. Oh, that's not possible. Yes, it is. And I've been there. Not even intentionally. It just kind of happened as a result of the fact that I didn't eat enough because I wasn't hungry enough to eat to fuel all the training that I was doing. So when I was running 100 to 120 miles a week and swimming another 50 to 60 miles a week and eating a normal intake, well, that's not enough calories for that much fucking work. So, at that point, even though I was probably still eating, I don't know, 3,000 calories-ish, according to my spreadsheets, when you're running 100 to 120 miles a week and you're swimming another 50 to 60 miles a week, oh, and by the way, I was also doing, burnout grinder PT sessions and lifting on top of all of that, you're going to need more than 3,000 calories a day. And so as I did that, I was tired and cold, and my hands and feet would always be cold. And every time I went to the doctor, they would take my temperature and they'd be like 95.6. That does not jump out at you. What I just said should have made you go, what? Right. Normal human body temperature is 98.6, okay? And a lot of you out there don't even realize that you have this problem. Your temperature is less than 98.6. I can't tell you how many times I see this. And in fact, actually, this is such a big thing that there are articles on Mayo Clinic and Cleveland Clinic and, all these different outlets discussing the fact that the normal human temperature has declined. No, it hasn't. The normal human temperature is still 98.6. What's happened is the common human temperature has gone down because everyone is so metabolically unhealthy. According to the Mayo Clinic, 97.5% of Americans are metabolically unhealthy, and I bet that it's actually probably even higher than that. And I would imagine that among athletes, it's probably even worse. I'll bet a lot of you have low body temperature. And you're probably eating a lot less than you would think that you should be eating. Guys contact me and they're like, I'm eating, 3,000 calories a day. And this is how much I train. And I'm like, holy fucking shit. You train a ton. Why are you eating so little? REDS is defined as eating, you need to eat a minimum of 45 kcal per kg of body weight. So if you're a 75 kilo athlete, you would need at least 3,400. And yet there are people who eat less than that, which means that you have REDS. This is why you have low testosterone. Most of you out there don't actually have gonadal failure. You don't have primary hypogonadism. You don't have testicular failure. You don't have secondary hypogonadism. You don't have a pituitary problem. What you have is you have tertiary. You have tertiary. That's your hypothalamus. So 1, 2, 3. 1, testicles. 2, pituitary. 3, hypothalamus. You have hypothalamic issues because you don't eat enough. And so your body says, oh, I barely have enough energy to recover. Last thing I need to do is make extra sex hormones. Won't be having sex anytime soon. And so you'll notice that a lot of guys have erectile dysfunction. Like this disproportionate number of guys have erectile dysfunction, which makes no sense because it's like, what the fuck? You're a young, healthy male and you exercise and you have erectile dysfunction and low testosterone. How can that be? You're healthy. You're athletic. You exercise. You eat healthy. And you have low testosterone and erectile dysfunction. Why? Oh, because you don't eat enough. This isn't just about overtraining syndrome. Some of you have overtraining syndrome. I've had overtraining syndrome. Overtraining syndrome is a different issue, but a lot of you think you have overtraining syndrome, and in reality, it's just that you're not resting enough, you're not sleeping enough, you're not eating enough. You want to know a magic trick? Okay, according to my BiPAP before getting a puppy, I was sleeping an average of 10.4 hours a day and eating a minimum of 4,200 calories. Most days I get more like 4,500. So my minimum, I set minimums for myself. Other people set maximums. They're like, oh, I have to stay under 3,000 calories. I'm like, nope. I take a different approach. I look at what's the minimum I need to eat, and I tell myself to eat the minimum, right? So I need to eat at least the minimum. And this is a totally different mindset shift because now I no longer sit there and restrict myself. Instead, I'm like, okay, I need to make sure I get to that number. It's like the Dan John thing. You know, woman told Dan John that she wanted to be able to eat whatever she wants. And he was like, okay, so you're going to have, 4 eggs and, a pound of beef and a pound of salmon and, a pound of vegetables. And he rattled off all this stuff. And he said, and then after you have all that, you can eat whatever you want. And she says, but if you eat all that, I won't be hungry. And he says, exactly. Right? So if you look at things in a different direction and say, this is how much I need to eat as the minimum, magically, your brain says, oh, I need to eat more to hit that minimum. And so now it no longer has the psychological effect of restriction. But that's a separate topic. Anyways, back to this whole thing though, okay? You're going to figure out the minimum that you need to be eating and make sure you eat at least that much, okay? And you are going to rebuild your metabolism. That's what you need to do. You need to rebuild your metabolism. It's funny. When I weighed 236 pounds, yes, I was fat. I don't have a problem calling myself fat. I'm sure Instagram will flag me because I use the fat word. And apparently every time I use the word fat, they send me a message telling me that they're going to not put my post in the feed anymore. So we're going to lower your post in the feed because you use the word fat. Fat. As if I'm not talking about dietary fat. What the fuck does the AI know? Anyways, yeah, I was a fat ass, right? And I was eating like 1,600 calories a day. And I weighed 236 pounds. Okay. And now I get my weight down and I'm eating more at a lower body weight. Oh no, calories in, calories out. Yeah, kind of, maybe, but not really. So the thing is that your metabolism changes. We all know that. I guarantee whenever you were young, you ate whatever you wanted and I don't know. I ate whatever the fuck I wanted and I was still skinny. It didn't matter. I ate Big Macs and I ate pizza and I drank beer and I was still skinny and had 6-pack abs. Yeah, that's how it works when you're young. When I was 20, I ate whatever the fuck I wanted to. And I'll do that at 40. So, point being, you will need to rebuild your metabolism, which means that you will have to gradually track your calories over time and slowly increase your calories. And actually, I'm going to give credit to Layne Norton because I don't have a problem with giving credit to people. You guys think that I hate someone. I don't hate anybody because I don't care enough to hate someone. You actually have to care in order to hate someone. It's like you hate your ex. Why do you hate your ex? Because you used to love them. So, I don't know these people or care about them enough to hate them. And Layne is correct about the reverse dieting concept. It's a little flawed. His is a little flawed. But the point being, you can slowly and gradually increase your calories over time without increasing your body weight, especially if you're eating unprocessed foods. And so the point here is that you're going to increase your calories over time until your body temperature comes up. That's what you're going to do. It really is that simple. I have to cut it off here because of the 10-minute cap, But that's really what it comes down to. Eat more until your body temperature comes up.